In the distant lands of Zetacraft, there's been whispers on cold, dark nights of a dragon that will consume the world. Well, hello my friends, Time Architect here, and welcome to another episode from the Zetacraft SMP server. In the intro, you may have gotten a little bit of hints as to what we're going to be doing in this episode. So you know what? I think it's time that we head on over to Ricky and I's joint base and build something epic. If you're excited for today's episode, be sure to click that like button and subscribe if you're new. But let's go ahead and meet up with Ricky over there.
All right, I think it is time that we actually unveil our first mega build for this season. I know that we've kind of been hyping up the idea that we're going to be doing a Skyrim-based theme, but if we're going to be doing a Skyrim-based theme, I think it has to start at the beginning. And what happens at the very beginning of Skyrim?
We get visited by Alduin.
Of course. But before we could do anything about that, I think we need to gather a ridiculous amount of deep slate.
Why did we decide to do this so early in the season?
Well, no one said we were smart.
Go big or go home, right?
Right. All right, let's go gather a bunch of materials and then meet back at the base of the mountain.
Let's do it.
Excellent.
That was a lot of resource grinding.
Can I just say, that was a very unique way to mine the deep slate by doing the cross-out pattern.
I actually really enjoyed it. Did I get lost once or twice? Maybe.
Maybe. But it was more enjoyable than just straight lines, I thought. I don't know if it was more efficient, but it was funny.
Hey, as long as it looks cool, that's all that matters.
Oh, right. But we now have plenty of materials, and I think it's time to build. And we've scouted out a few different places, and I think we determined this mountain to the top of our right over here, which is actually to the left of our actual mountain we picked for our home, would be the perfect place to have Alduin just kind of standing on top overlooking this whole valley area, really.
Just sweeping on through, ready to decimate and eat the world.
So true. Are you ready for a ridiculous time lapse?
Oh, let's get on it.
This is going to be a big one.
Yep. Buckle up. Here we go.
Let's do this. Well, time, we have Alduin here.
The World Eater has arrived.
So it should be pointed out that the actual base model for Alduin was made by a gentleman of the name of Dilirios. Link will be put in the description down below. And there was a Blender model that we then put into voxel to come up with the shape, and then went through and actually colored him beyond just the simple gray color palette that was originally there to bring it more Minecrafty.
Give us some more shape, definition, and a little bit more intimidation, I think.
Right. But overall, this has turned out super well.
It looks so nice, just perched right over there on that hill. Just, I think it sets the scene for the rest of what our plans are for this area.
Right. And it's so cool to just see a Blender model turned into something in Minecraft. Like, just to go from a simple shape and then have it quite literally come to life.
And to this scale, too. I mean, this thing is huge.
Oh, for sure. But I believe we were talking about improving the interior because currently it's just an empty shell of a dragon.
Yeah, he's hollow on the inside.
So I say we go in and actually improve the inside of Alduin so it truly becomes A, more lifelike, and B, more Minecraft.
I think there's a lot of open space in there that we can put to better use.
Oh, for sure. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Time, I think we have successfully made an awesome Alduin.
From the inside and the outside.
Quite literally. This skeleton structure turned out so cool. If you can see going down the center, you can see the various ribs of Alduin, and it just brings it so to life.
It also is kind of nice to see some lighter colored blocks in this very dark palette.
Oh, for sure. And as you can see, we have started bringing all of our villagers up here for the villager trading for our bookstore from the word wall, because obviously, if the word of powers comes from absorbing the soul of the dragon, doesn't it make sense that the books themselves come from the World Eater dragon himself, Alduin?
And he is the World Eater, and villagers are a part of the world.
Yeah, makes sense to me. So, still have a few to get. We do have some villagers that have multiple trades, which is why we don't have individual ones for each one, but eventually we will have one for each one in alphabetical order, which was more of a pain than I thought it would be, but not terrible.
I mean, you've only broken, what, 4,000 lecterns?
Something like that.
What's another
But
4,000?
right. But I think this whole build constitutes a transaction, so time. Here
Oh,
are your 16 golden carrots. Very important.
okay. And I actually don't have 16 carats, so there's 16 carats for you.
Oh, very important. See? Great transaction right there.
Fantastic.
Indeed. So, all right, I'm quite happy with this. I think I'm going to go through one more time to make sure everything is properly lit up so we don't have any random mob spawns up here. But overall, I think this is sweet.
I would call this a huge success.
Oh, absolutely.
So wait, now that Alduin's here, does that mean that, like, he can bring to life other dragons?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Oh boy, what have we done to this server?
Made really cool, awesome builds.
But at what cost, Ricky?
Our sanity, of course. Any other questions?
I'm willing to deal with that.
Fair enough. All right. I love that the only way in and out is through his mouth.
Is there any other way?
Truly not. And this is just awesome. We're going to have
So
to
nice.
string the wings so the snow stays off, but that's future Ricky problems.
Yeah. What an absolutely amazing project this has been. It was so much fun to go through and design it, to take it from that Blender model and then to go through and color it up and then finally bring it into this world. Like, this thing is so amazing. Just kind of get one more little flyby here. It's since snowed, and so we got a little bit of coverage here on our dragon. Of course, we will need to find some ways. I think Ricky had talked about putting some string or something on it to get rid of all that. But let's go ahead and cruise on down to the map that we have of our mega base area and really put into perspective the absolute huge scale of this dragon. And yes, I am aware that this is technically not a dragon. I'm aware of it, but dragon sounds a lot better. So I'm calling it a dragon from now on. But yeah, here it is. And I mean, this is going to be our base right here in this big old frosted donut. You can kind of see where we are, see my wonderful birds, and then we have Alduin the World Eater. That is now our villager trading hall. We actually couldn't get the last little bit of him on the tail because Aziz's base is like right next to here. So, I mean, just like I said, this thing is huge. But that is unfortunately all the time that I have for today's episode. Ah, my face. I mean, my leg! I do hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I'm going to go ahead and end off the episode with a little teaser time lapse of what you can expect to see in my next episode. Be sure to drop a comment as to what you think we're going to be building with all the resources that you see gathered. But until next time, my friends, this has been Time Architect on Zetacraft SMP server. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new, ring that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, everyone.